2017 is here, and there's quite the list of games coming out, so to celebrate, I want to go over the 10 I'm most excited for. Now, if your fave didn't make this list, or you're also super excited for one of these, make sure to let me know what you're looking forward to down in the comments. So, going in order of release date, or at least supposed release date, first off is Resident Evil 7. I am so excited for this one. Growing up, I loved the older Resident Evil games on PlayStation and Dreamcast, and ever since the series hard pivoted to action games, I just haven't cared. I was a little worried at first with the demo for 7 because it felt very, first-person view and spooky things are happening, so scary, but after a few updates revealing the full demo, I really like what I see here. There's a very old-school Resident Evil vibe with collecting items and solving puzzles, and what action there is much more do what you have to do to survive, and not just shooting zombies in the head left and right like an action movie hero. Next is For Honor, slated to come out February 14th, Valentine's Day of all days. This game caught my eye immediately when it was first announced at Ubisoft's E3 press conference back in 2015. The very idea of a game dedicated to knights versus Vikings versus samurai just got me so excited, and that excitement was confirmed when I got a chance to play in the game's alpha test last year. While it is a bit repetitive, the foundational gameplay is just a ton of fun, and I really love how each class feels very different to play, and takes different strategies for baiting and overwhelming opponents. More than anything, it's just a refreshing new take on competitive multiplayer, especially for third-person action. Third on the list is Horizon Zero Dawn, which is pretty safe to say one of the most anticipated games this year, especially on PS4. I will say Sony has been a little over the top with how many trailers and ways they've been trying to push this game, enough that I am a little worried about the hype train running away. But what we've seen does look awesome, and it's hard to go wrong with giant robot dinosaurs. I did get a chance to play this one a little bit at last E3, but the demo was very bare bones. Enough to confirm that the core controls do feel comfortable, but not much more. So here's hoping the final game lives up to the hype. Next up is Mass Effect Andromeda. Now, I loved the first two Mass Effect games, and while I enjoyed some parts of the third one, its ending did leave me feeling pretty salty. So, the prospect of a new game in the same setting that divorces itself from the original plot is something I'm totally down for. And from the looks of it, the game will be having a much bigger emphasis on exploration with a bit of a Star Trek vibe. Maybe not that part of Star Trek. BioWare's been really tight-lipped with the overall plot and direction of this one, which I'm all for to keep the full game a surprise. I'm just hoping it's a good one this time. Now, for a total change of pace from all of these is quite possibly one of the greatest titled games ever, South Park: The Fractured But Whole. I loved South Park: The Stick of Truth, and not just because it was a fun game that brought loads of references and jokes that felt right out of the TV show, but because on its own, it was also just a good, simple RPG done in the style of Paper Mario. So, taking that idea and redoing it for superheroes and a tactics RPG system, a genre I'm always a sucker for, is a pretty easy sell to me, though I am a little sad it won't be coming from the same dev team. Sixth up, and honestly the game I'm most excited for on this list, is The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. The Zelda franchise has always been one of my favorites, and something I loved about the old ones is that they were actually very non-linear and open world for their time. As Zelda entered the 3D age, it got more and more linear with every game, and this is something it looks like Breath of the Wild will be taking a break away from, opening the world up in a whole new way. I did get to play a snippet of this game back at last E3, and it felt like a phenomenal mixture of classic Zelda and a new direction that I cannot wait to get my hands on. Next is a game I've been waiting for quite some time now thanks to pushbacks, Persona 5. I love the Shin Megami Tensei franchise, with Persona 3 being one of my favorites to come out of it, and what I've seen and played of 5 does not have me the least bit worried about upholding the same level of quality. The gameplay is fast, familiar, and fun, but with some remixes thrown in, like bringing back mechanics from older SMT games that were dropped in 3 and 4. Plus, the game's UI design is astounding. It's been a long wait, but this looks like one well worth it to make sure the game is as polished up as can be. Now, this next game is the most recently announced on this list from just a month ago, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Despite having always played the series horribly wrong and being terrible at it, I can't help but have fun and love the MVC franchise, for giving me a chance to play my favorite Capcom characters against Marvel heroes. Infinite does look like it's taking a different direction than the core series, going back to 2-man teams rather than 3, and is going to play up the Marvel Cinematic Universe a lot more. All I know for sure is that Mega Man X is in it, so my hype levels are already dangerously high. So here's hoping the game has a better launch than Street Fighter V. Now, taking a break away from AAA studio stuff is another game that's been pushed back so many times: Cuphead. This and Below are two games that I've been wanting to come out on the Xbox One ever since they were announced, and we just keep getting teased again and again with an official release always seeming like it's just around the corner, only to have it taken away. I love side-scrolling run and guns, and the art direction is just perfect in how it recreates that old-timey cartoon vibe. It just needs to come out. Please. Now, I know I said Zelda Breath of the Wild was my most anticipated game on this list, but this next one comes really close. Red Dead Redemption 2. There are so few good games that capture the Western genre, and the original Red Dead Redemption was the best. And it's about time Rockstar took another look at it. While we still have very few official details about the game, there have been plenty of rumors. One I'm personally hoping is true is that the game will be taking one of the best parts of GTA 5, giving us multiple playable characters that we can switch between, giving more perspectives to the main story. It's still a ways away and will hopefully be out by the end of the year, but then again, knowing Rockstar's history,